President Trump attacking Democrats after a high-stakes hearing on Capitol Hill. Acting Director of National Intelligence, Joseph Maguire, testifying on the whistleblower complaint after it was made public. The whistleblower accusing the White House of putting the transcript of President Trump's call on a separate computer system, mostly used for classified information. Here's Chairman Adam Schiff clashing with the director.
I don't believe it was corroborated by other folks. The whistleblower says that he spoke or she spoke to about a dozen other people. This is secondhand information.
You made the decision to withhold it from the committee for a month.
But there's no time. Was there any intent on my part, sir, ever, to withhold the information from the
Would you agree that if there's a serious and credible
investigation,
that you agree there should be an investigation?
I believe that it is a matter to be determined by the chair and this committee.
President Trump responding after the hearing.
It's another witch hunt. Here we go again. It's Adam Schiff and his crew making up stories. The Democrats are going to lose the election. They know it. That's why they're doing it. My call was perfect. The president yesterday of Ukraine said there was no pressure put on him whatsoever. What these guys are doing, Democrats are doing to this country, is a disgrace, and it shouldn't be allowed. And Nancy Pelosi has been hijacked by the radical left, and everybody knows it.
Another moment that's getting a lot of attention, and it's a doozy. Adam Schiff creating controversy after mischaracterizing Trump's call with the Ukrainian president.
I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. This is, in character, what the president was trying to communicate.
Schiff later claiming it was just a parody, but Greg, aren't parodies supposed to be funny?
Apparently not, that one wasn't. Hey, can we get a single shot of Dana really quick? Doesn't she look like a secret agent from Candyland? No, you're right. So Adam Schiff opens up by making up passages from this transcript and attributing it to Trump's voice. And when he's caught, he says, oh, it's a parody. These are the same people that just parse over Trump's words. If the transcript was truly damaging, he wouldn't have needed to make up anything. He truly is full of Schiff. About this complaint, so the media and the Democrats are embracing secondhand gossip over an actual transcript. There are like 20 variations of the guy saying, I was told. So the media cites as evidence, I mean, the complaint, they cite as evidence media. Right? They cite Politico, I guess ABC, George Stephanopoulos. So this complaint is a mixture of hearsay, falsehoods, media clippings. It's basically the Steele dossier, less peeing and more lying. But they realized that they couldn't beat the transcript because those facts go against their story. Finally, I want to address the bombshell that everybody's talking about, the lockdown, the tighter restrictions on the transcript. Why would they do that? Do you think it maybe because 2 years ago people were leaking transcripts from the leaders' conversations with Mexico and Australia? So they were putting this stuff in a separate code word system because it was being leaked. Doesn't that kind of make sense, especially when Trump releases the transcript? Why would you release something you were hiding? It wasn't about trying to hide something. It was about trying to protect something from being leaked. That is common sense. But when you're flooded with cognitive bias, you can't see the sense. You can only see what you want to believe.
Especially true, like if they came out and said, this is a practice that we started after that. If they were to say that, I think that would certainly help them. To your point about the complaint and secondhand knowledge, a lawyer I talked to today, Jesse, said, this document would be inadmissible in a court of law because it would be considered hearsay and that no judge would allow it.
Well, I read the complaint, and it reads like a thriller novel, and it reads like it was professionally teed up by a conspiracy inside the White House trying to destroy the president before the president destroys them. Remember the context about this. Bill Barr, Durham, and these investigators are about to blow up the entire Spygate cabal. They're about to name names, and this whole thing is about to unravel. So before they do, this is the intelligence community again striking back at Bill Barr and Donald Trump. This is warfare now, because if you read the complaint, This is stuff that's so detailed and so comprehensive and so sophisticated and coming from so many different sources at so many different levels. This has to be an organized cabal of people inside selling this guy the bill of goods so then he gives it to the Democrats because it reads like a thriller. This doesn't come out of thin air. And there's no guessing why Bill Barr is specifically named in this whistleblower complaint. And it's because they need to discredit him before this thing is released. And you're going to hear also requests for him to recuse himself from not only the Ukraine investigation, but also the Spygate investigation. This is what this is all about. This is sick, and it's no coincidence that Adam Schiff is running this operation again. He's been totally humiliated. Remember, he was on a phone call trying to get naked pictures of Donald Trump in a prank phone call before that was exposed. The networks took this live all day, interrupted regular programming. Huge mistake. The thing had no energy. And remember, this guy, Adam Schiff, was the one that said he had proof that there was Russia collusion. And he never produced it. Now he's saying he has proof that there is a quid pro quo. He still has not produced it. So now he has to fabricate quotes to sell this thing to the American people because he can't sell it on the substance.
Juan, the Speaker Pelosi, she had a press conference at 11 a.m., and she flat out said that the DNI broke the law. The Democrats think that this was a very good day for them. Do you?
I think they do think it was a very good day, Dana. And, I mean, the reason they think it's a good day is, you know, just get back to the heart of the story. Basically, the whistleblower complaint was backed up by the transcript released yesterday. What the whistleblower had to say, again, confirmed all that we read yesterday in the transcript. And the idea of the lockdown, there was no national security issue here. None.
This about the past.
About politics. It was about politics. That's what they were protecting. And in addition, according to the whistleblower, you have lawyers in the White House who are saying, you know, we have several of these conversations that we put into this secret system. They are concerned about protecting this president from
leaking,
his own political damage. And so when you get to that point, you start to wonder what else is going on in this White House.
You're citing anonymous sources from the Washington Post.
No, I'm not. I'm citing the
What White House official told you that?
I said the whistleblower.
Okay.
The whistleblower.
Who was told by someone else.
Correct. And everything that the whistleblower has said so far has been backed up by that transcript.
Not true.
And then the idea that he was soliciting interference from a foreign country for the 2020 election.
Oh, really?
That I mean,
kind of like when Obama and Hillary did one.
Did Trump ask for the servers back? Did Trump ask for the servers back, which is what the whistleblower said?
This is the game plan, isn't it? Because they're afraid of Joe Biden, they want to demonize Joe Biden, just like that was the game plan to go after Hillary Clinton.
They're afraid that Joe Biden's going to get taken out and that Trump is going to run against Elizabeth Warren and that he will win re-election because at this point they think Joe Biden is the best person to take him on in swing states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, etc. But one thing I think that's really important to continue pointing out, I talked to a couple of people today who deal with whistleblower complaints from the side of receiving complaints and putting on protections for people who issue these claims. And they said that it is highly unusual that a claim with second or third-hand knowledge would ever be considered something that was legitimate because specifically the law protects people with first-hand knowledge. And when you look at the complaint, there are multiple references to a number of White House officials who told me X. Well, if that is the case, and if it is so egregious that it requires executive privilege to be waived and for the Inspector General and the FBI to get involved, those White House officials have the protections to present this information firsthand. And the other big thing is that was detailed today by the acting DNI chief is that Congress wouldn't have gotten the information that they have with the complaint being released if President Trump hadn't released the transcript of the call because it got rid of the classification and it got rid of the executive privilege. And so the only reason why Congress got this is because the president was transparent in doing an unprecedented move and releasing this call. And that is why the rest of the country has been able to read this complaint and to what you said, it's not consistent with what the transcript says. There's a lot in the complaint that doesn't add up to what the conversation
is. I think the reason this thing
came out, times Biden was mentioned,
the reason this came out is not because of Donald Trump. The reason this came out is because somebody had the heart, had the strength to say, I'm going to be a
And the
whistleblower
contacts.
and put my
Juan,
career
can we
at risk
establish-
in order to save
Juan,
this country.
Can we establish one fact, please,
Certainly.
in order to just move the conversation along, because we're going to be talking
Absolutely.
about this for a very long time?
Okay.
Would you concede
Yes.
that the Democrats were suspicious of something Donald Trump did wrong during the last election, and they used foreign countries' help and foreign assets to help them investigate Donald Trump and his associates?
That's not true.
Juan, if you can't admit that, we can't have this conversation.
You think Fusion GPS
You're supposed to be a hard news guy. You better investigate this stuff.
So let me
Put your hard news hat on, Juan,
GPS is
and
not an American
concede
company.
that.
You better check
Juan,
it out.
it was more than that. It was
Oh,
also the
I
Obama
see.
administration sending
All
people
right,
out
I'm
overseas
done.
to investigate.